Yeah, yo, I'm planting seeds and watching them grow high. Feeling the vibe when the sunlight hits the sky. Green in my garden, it's a natural high. Growing my own, I'm the king, no need to buy. From the soil to the sun, we do it right. It's Bamm-tastic, rise above the grind. Living my life, just chilling, unwind. Roll it up, light it up, it's time to elevate. Growing my own weed, yeah, I'm feeling great. Yeah, chillin' with my crew, rolling up the good stuff. Cultivating dreams, yeah, we're playing rough. In the backyard, feeling like a real boss. These homemade buds, man, they coming with no cost. Nature's magic, can't you feel the love? It's Bamm-tastic, rise above the grind. Living my life, just chillin', unwind. Roll it up, light it up, it's time to elevate. Growing my own weed, yeah, I'm feeling great. So here's my story, you see how I thrive. In my garden of green, man, I feel alive. I'm planting seeds and watching it grow high. Feeling the vibe when the sunlight hits the sky. Green in my garden, it's a natural high. Growing my own, I'm the king, no need to buy. From the soil to the sun, we do it right. It's Bamm-tastic, rise above the grind. Living my life, just chilling, unwind. Roll it up, light it up, it's time to elevate. Growing my own weed, yeah, I'm feeling great. Chillin' with my crew, rolling up the good stuff. Cultivating dreams, yeah, we're playing rough. In the backyard, feeling like a real boss. These homemade buds, man, they coming with no cost. Nature's magic, can't you feel the love? It's Bamm-tastic, rise above the grind. Living my life, just chillin', unwind. Roll it up, light it up, it's time to elevate. Growing my own weed, yeah, I'm feeling great. So here's my story, you see how I thrive. In my garden of green, man, I feel alive. I feel alive, I feel alive, I feel alive, I feel alive, I feel alive.
Yep, it is that time again. Welcome to another episode of the Bamm Good Grow Show. Season 3, y'all. Season 3. This episode of the Bamm Good Grow Show is brought to you by Bamm Good Ice Cream. Bamm Good Ice Cream. Get you some Bamm Good Ice Cream. We got it in canna bun. We got it in chocolate delight. Bamm Good Ice Cream. Go on and get you some. The weather is changing. I'm telling you, you won't be mad. You'll be Bamm Good. All right. So, I know it's been a while. We've been on a little break and stuff. So today we're going to go over some grow techniques. We're going to go over advanced soil techniques for our outdoor growers, because it is outdoor grow season. If you don't have your plants outside right now, that's fine. Because me personally, I'm probably not going to put my plants outside for another 2 weeks. I'm trying to get my clones together, for you guys that's doing clones, or as you're germinating your seeds. You actually have until about, I would say, no later than June 1st. No later than June 1st to get your plants in the ground. Around June 1st, if you live in the DMV area, we'll be getting about close to 15 hours of daylight. However, before I go into anything else, let's go over the laws and regulations, all right? So, in DC, you are allowed to grow up to 6 plants per household, for everybody over the age of 21. And Maryland, it is 2, and in Virginia, it is 4. Please make sure you know your laws and regulations before you start to grow. It's Bamm-tastic. Myself, Spellway Radio and beyond. By no means are we telling you to go out here and grow. This is more for educational purpose. So that's my disclaimer. Do what you do, nigga. Use your best judgment. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into some advanced grow techniques today. This episode, like I said, is dedicated to helping you cultivate your best outdoor cannabis garden yet. All right. Again, I'm your host, Bamm. And today, again, it's advanced topics, advanced soil topics. All right. So the first thing we're going to talk about is foundation. All right, foundation of a great soil. What is a foundation of a great soil? Well, let's kick it off by discussing why soil quality matters. Um, the soil is your plant's lifeblood, pretty much, providing them with nutrients and water and healthy a microbiome. Don't I can never get that word right. The ecosystem for your plants. Healthy soil supports strong root systems, which are crucial, very crucial to for nutrient uptake and your overall plant's health. Um, a lot of times I prep my soil at least a month, maybe 2 months before I start growing. So what's that? April, May, even early as February, as far as tilling your dirt, removing debris, rocks, sticks, things like that, trash. Um, and when I say till your dirt, you just take a rake, a good metal rake, and just loosen up the dirt. Start to aerate your dirt. You want to make sure that you get nice loose dirt, get the dirt ready for things to be put into the ground. All right. Yes. All right. Now, many growers think that they can just grab some soil and plant their seeds, but it isn't really that simple. I mean, you can, but you may be mad at your results because you may get good results. You may get your seeds to pop. You may not get your seeds to pop. The first step is improving your soil is understanding your current composition, your soil's current composition. A soil can test the soil test can help you determine the pH balance, nutrients content, and organic matter that's present in your soil. And you want to know these things, so you want to know if your soil is high in alkaline or low in alkaline, or high in phosphorus or potassium or whatever your soil is reading at that time. So it's good to do a pH test, a soil test on your soil before you start to grow. Unless you're, even if you're adding soil to your current grow area, you want to test it first, because sometimes it may not need that new soil added. Sometimes it may just need some amendments to boost what it is that you're having, of what it's missing or lacking in your soil. And a lot of those things can be achieved organically. All right. By just adding green vegetables can boost your nitrogen. By adding bananas can boost your potassium. By adding eggshells can boost your phosphorus. So, things like that can organically boost or help the composition of your soil. Or sometimes you might need some lye or some lime, or some fish fertilizer. It just depends on what it is your soil is lacking. I will say this, the more that you grow in that area, the more it will start to condition your soil. I have been growing in where I grow out in the back in my plot for about, I want to say about 4 years. So each year it just gets better and better because I continue to grow in that area. Knowing what you're working with allows you to amend your soil effectively. You know what I'm saying? So, and some ways, some soil amendments and additives that you can, once you know what your soil lacks, it's time to think about the amendments. The things that you have that you need to add to your soil. So let's break down a couple. Okay, organic matter, like I just said, adding compost or well rotted manure well-rotted manure, not fresh, but well-rotted manure from animals that eat plants, not animals that eat meat. You don't want to use like dog poop and stuff like that. You want to use like cow manure or bat guano or alpacas, sheep, chickens, things like that. You want to use that type of manure. Okay, manure can improve the soil structure, enhance moisture retention, and provide essential nutrients over time, like a slow time release. Aim for a balanced compost that's rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Remember those that are NPK. The three numbers that you see on fertilizer, those three numbers, it'd be like 0-3-5. That's the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So you want to make sure that anything that you use, and you want to make sure, like when you're adding manure or any amendments, that is high in those three areas. Okay, you want to make sure it's balanced in those three areas. Let me say that. Bioblast is a good fertilizer, liquid fertilizer to use because it's balanced all the way around 777 in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, and you use that to water your soil, to add to your soil to get it balanced in a balanced nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. You don't have to necessarily go all out. You can just use one additive that if it provides a balanced NPK all the way through. Remember, the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium are key building blocks to growing cannabis. All right, mulching is another good way to using organic mulch around your plants. Helps retain moisture. It suppresses weeds that normally pop up when you're growing, like dandelions and things like that. And it can improve the soil's health as it breaks down over time. So it's another way of giving it a slow time release versus giving it all to it at once. All right. What else? You got bone meal and blood meal. These are great for providing slow release phosphorus and nitrogen into your soil, essential for root and vegetation growth. You want to make sure your plant has great root growth, and during the vegetative stage, you want to make sure that it's growing really good, because that's when it's developing its cardiovascular system, it's intaking the nutrients. This is where the plant is building the building blocks for what you need at the end. All right, you want to make sure that you're all the way level all the way through. You want to start off. You want to hit the ground running on a good, even playing field. Because if you're fighting deficiencies, if you just go ahead and throw your seeds in the ground, or your clones, or your pre-plants that you've done inside to bring outside, and just throw them in the ground, you may be fighting deficiencies all the way through the growth. So you rather just have your soil nice and ready before you put it in ground, even if you're doing pots. Because what happens is when you're doing pots, well, after a while, the roots come from the bottom of those pots and start to go inside the ground. And that's even good for your companion plants. What I'm telling you is good for overall gardening, even with your companion plants that you're adding to your garden. And remember, the last episode, we talked about adding those companion plants to either deter bugs, aphids, provide shade, or even some stealth, all right, and smell. One of my students is very adamant about lavender, and lavender is very good for disguising the smell of your cannabis. Lavender, garlic, onions, things of that nature are good for disguising the smell if you need to disguise the smell of your cannabis. All right? So who doesn't like a good buddy to grow with? Rock phosphate. This material is excellent for promoting root growth, and is a good source of phosphorus when you switch your plants over to the flowering stage. Rock phosphate is good because you need to boost that phosphorus once you go into flowering stage because it boosts your THC levels, which we all want good juicy THC, and it helps with the resin glands and terpenes as well. So when you switch it, once you notice when you're growing outside, you have to pay attention to the time, to the months, the time of the year of your plant, because once your plant switches over to flowering, that's when you have to switch the nutrients as well. You can't just let the plant go on autopilot. Yes, Mother Nature will do a lot of the work, but if you want good buds and quality bud, you want to make sure that you do the necessary steps to do what it is to make sure you get your bud. All right. Smoke it, smoke it, smoke it, smoke it. All right. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And we're going to get right back into it. The Bamm Good Grow Show. The more you know, the more you grow.
It's fantastic. You can eat it using real fusion. It's fantastic. It's not just a brand.
All right. Run the other two, Pat.
Niggas wanna drip like me. Niggas wanna drip like me. My drip sickening. It's like an allergy. Niggas wanna drip like me.
What up, people? Come on, pop on in at It's Fantastic Spine Bakery right at 4400 Stamp Road, Temple Hills, Maryland, Suite 202. It's Fantastic Spine Bakery where if you can eat it or use it, we infuse it. Summer is coming. Grilling season is coming. Want to be the talk of the next cookout? Come get you the Bamm Good drip sauce, either the Bamm Good season or the Bamm Good spice rub will make sure that your next cookout or party is going to be a hit. Getting hot outside. We also got Bamm Good infused ice cream, canna bun, and chocolate delight flavor. And we also have real fruit pops, and sorbet. It's Bammtastic. 4400 Stamp Road, Temple Hills, Maryland, Suite 202, www.itsbamtastic.com. If you can eat or use it, we infuse it. It's Bammtastic. It's not just a brand. It's definitely a lifestyle.
All right. Make sure you get some of that drip sauce. Like, I'm not even holding you. The drip sauce is fucking fire. You can put that shit on wings, everything. You can listen. The seasoning is cookout season. Get you some of this shit. Get you some. And as far as the silly syrup, you can put that shit in anything. You got the silly syrup, you got the trippy syrup. You put it in anything, but I take about a teaspoon. It's like 125 milligrams per teaspoon. Try it out. It's Bammtastic. www.itsbamtastic.com. All right. So, we're talking about amendments to your soil. So, like, you can also add a microfungi. And introducing beneficial fungi to your soil can improve nutrient uptake by forming a symbiotic relationships with your plant's roots. Mushrooms are a good one to introduce to your garden. You can introduce to your garden if you have a way of containing them, because the mycelium will actually help with the root development of your plants. The thing about shrooms, when you introduce certain fungi, it will kill off the weak parts of the plant and only improve the stronger part. So sometimes it'll kill a plant just to feed another plant. Mother Nature's a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, you can do that. Mixing these amendments into your soil can, before planting, and don't hesitate to top dress with more organic materials during your grow season. And what I mean by top dress means you do this before you put your plants in the ground, and then like midway, like maybe a month or two later, you can do it again, which is a top dressing to help your plants grow throughout the whole season. But you just want to pay attention to what you're adding to your soil and test it regularly just to see if some of the amendments have depleted or the plant used it all up or whatever the case may be. You can do that by testing your soil at least monthly, or every other month. But you want to make sure that you have the things that your plant needs continuously feeding, especially outdoors, because when you're outdoors, plants tend to feed more than you do indoors, because indoors you're mimicking Mother Nature. Outdoors, you're actually rocking with Mother Nature. Okay. All right. So you also want to make sure your soil texture has good texture and drainage. So now let's talk about texture and how it affects drainage. Good drainage is crucial for healthy roots. If your soil retains too much water, it can lead to root rot. Trust me, that's something you don't want to deal with. I had to deal with it with a 13-footer and ended up losing the whole plant because there's just no way to relocate a plant that large. To improve drainage, you can mix sand or perlite into your soil. This helps create air pockets, allowing the water to flow and root aeration by adding sand and perlite. I actually like perlite. I've actually grown plants in just perlite. That is a form of growing hydro because it is a soilless medium, and anything that is not soil can be considered hydro, even though it's not water, because it's a soilless medium. You're using things like perlite or sand. So yes, like I said, and if just a quick tip, if you decide to grow in perlite, make sure you rinse it off really good before adding your plants to the perlite. And yes, you want to make sure your pH is dialed in pristine. Okay. What else we got? Conversely, if you find your soil too sandy and it dries out too quickly, adding organic matter like compost can help retain moisture. Just like I said earlier, compost, manure, or mulch are good ways to help retain moisture in your plant. All right. So, right about now, we're going to take our little smoke break. Get your J's together. It's the Bamm Good Grow Show. We're going to smoke. We're going to be back right after we finish smoking. And, yeah, stay tuned. Let's get it. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. Get back together. We ain't good, but we still good. We still good. Oh, shit. That's what happens when you disrespect the J and shit. Got the nose running and shit. Shit. Sometimes. We feel good.
Hey, young town, what's up? They said it's morning season. Birthday girls is here. They walk by, we live home. Southern man, you ready? Yeah, motherfucking late. Hey. Yo, it's outside.
Is it like that?
Hey, it's outside.
Hold on.
Like that. Yeah, they won't see if you like that. Yeah, expense turns if you like that. Yo, it's 640 if you like that. Yo, they land over if you like that. Hey, they want both, so they like that.
Like that smoking Alfred Hitchcock and shit.
You know they kill something fucking up. And every beat I'm on, you nigga better buckle up. We really want it with the boy on a whole different level. I'm the one you can't ignore, nigga. They said I ain't was done with it. We ain't never done with it. We just had to go with it, nigga. They say I'm so tough in the clutch. I'm close up in that truck. That keep up the stuff. You know what I mean? When it comes to the place, I'm a son on the drug. When it comes to the things, and I live on the island, I do nothing to me. I'm the only motherfucker that be pulling the cake. Yo, they outside, is it like that? They eat clean, is it like that? Yo, they lean line, is it like that? Yo, they be words, is it like that? Yeah, my nigga might say it like that. Yeah, my brother Warren say it like that. Yeah, they love you and really like that. Yeah, they be sweet, say it like that. Nigga, I got the girls, I got them all, little
Motherfucking Jay striking. Hope y'all smoking good.
that's just the way I want it up.
Go over your notes.
I'm heavy in the streets. I'm dog in the east. I'm tough, but they really want it up. I don't think it's all a go. But you think I'm running up. When it comes to the money, I get it for real. I'm a animal dog, just so you know I'm a gorilla. If you know what I mean, I can tell that you're and them little rappers really fuck with a killer. Yo, they want flash if
They like that.
Yo, they southern man if
They like that.
yeah, they be sweet if they like that. Yo, they 21st if they like that. Yeah, they Katie Wine if they like that. Yo, what's on the guards if they like that. Yeah, they be sweet if they
Like that.
yeah, fire girl if they like that. Oh. What niggas calling it?
Like that.
If you want that, baby. Ali! Jason Moore. Yeah, Slick Rick in the building. Some great things in the club. Show some love. Yeah, Shaq G. Hey,
trying to make it through the J. I'm trying. This motherfucker kicking my ass right now. Motherfucker Jay is striking.
Also, my man Cannon, Miss EG. Yeah, brother.
Good y'all flip it on. That's exactly how I feel right now. Fuck. I might have to put this one down. I might have to put this one out. Lord. It ain't like that. I need some help. Help! Help! Thanks, man.
Louis 1-5, you return me live. The whole 1-5, VIP, Water Boys. And Rob, party with it, huh? Thank you, 1-5. All the 1-5 crew back there in the corner. Appreciate you, baby.
Put in it. Girl, please smoke that good loud out there. What? All right. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh my Lord. All right. All right. All right. We back. We back. We back. Had to get old crank for a second. Good old crank. This second half of the show is brought to you by Drunken Karaoke Night. We do drunken karaoke every Thursday at Illusions Bar and Lounge right there on Georgia Avenue across the street from the Popeyes. There's plenty of parking. It's 420 friendly. Come on out, smoke, drink. This week, we doing a sip, paint, and motherfucking karaoke. Come on out, drunken karaoke, hosted by your boy, It's Fantastic, and music provided by my DJ, DJ Kelly Kills. Come on, fuck with us this Thursday, next Thursday, and every Thursday, 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. You find us on Eventbrite as well, Drunken Karaoke. Fuck with your boy, you heard me. All right, so we're going to get back into this growing thing. So this part of the grow, we're going to get into the covering crops and soil health, all right? One advanced technique many growers use to cover their crops is plant covering crops like clover or vetch during the off season can enhance the soil's health as well. Not only do they prevent erosion, but they also fix nitrogen in the soil and increase organic matter when tilled under. You know, I remember I had mentioned tilling your soil. So those are that's an advanced technique that many growers use. Cover crops also attract beneficial insects and help suppress weeds, giving your cannabis plants a head start when it's time to plant. So that's why I said it's good to do these things in the beginning, getting your soil early before you put your plants into the ground, because you want to, like I said, you want to hit the ground running on a good neutral balance. You don't want to have to play catch up once the plant's in the ground. All right. So now we're going to talk about building your soil life, creating a thriving ecosystem in your soil is essential for a long-term health. Aim to attract beneficial microorganisms, fungi, and earthworms. Earthworms, you want to do whatever you can to attract as many earthworms as you can to your soil. Worm casting, worm poop, believe it or not, worms do poop. Help your soil all the way around the ecosystem, helping with nutrient uptake and in the vegetation stage. If you have a problem attracting worms to your garden, you can introduce worm castings. You can buy worm castings and add that to your soil. That is a gem right there. The worm castings alone, believe it or not, I didn't know how beneficial they were to my plants. I was like, it's just something I really don't need. Even with my indoor grow, I make sure I introduce worm castings to the soil because it really does help, especially during the vegetative stage. You could even, if you find a place for a tip for my indoor growers, I know we're talking outdoor, but my indoor growers, if you can buy live earthworms, get them, add them to your soil. They eat some of the bad aphids and stuff that try to intrude into your garden. And for my outdoor growers, if you can buy a bunch of earthworms and introduce them to your soil, do it. Do it now. Because like I said, it's going to help with the whole ecosystem of your soil. You can buy worm castings if you don't want to deal with the live worms if you're squeamish. But by having the actual live earthworms, they will create their own worm casts and stuff like that when they shed their skin. All right. What else? You can achieve this by minimizing pesticides, pesticide use, and incorporating plant diversity. The more diverse your soil life is, the healthier your plants will be. So you want to try not to use like pesticides. You want to try to use like introduce things that are naturally and organically part of your ecosystem in your soil. Consider creating a compost tea. I love a good compost tea. Brewing a compost tea in water by allowing it to seep before straining and then applying it to your soil. This can boost the microbial life of your garden, encouraging plant health and growth as well. There are quite a few compost tea recipes. I will share mine if you choose to. If you want to try my compost tea, send me an email to www. It's bamtastic@gmail.com. You can send your questions, comments, and concerns, or if you want to pick my brain a little bit, you can send me an email to bamtastic@gmail.com. Or one of the best ways to absorb a lot of this knowledge is to take my Bamm Good Grow class, which is going on now. We're in mod 4, which is the last mod. However, I'll be starting mod 1 again in 2 weeks. All right. What else? Understanding your soil for your plant is key because again, I can't stress enough or emphasize enough how important it is to get your plant off to a good start early. You don't want to, again, have to be chasing deficiencies like nitrogen deficiency and things like that, or even battling with root rot, especially if you're in an area where it rains a lot. I live in the DMV area, so we get quite a few good rain seasons, especially towards the end of growing. You want to make sure you want to have your soil aerated enough where once you get to the end, you don't want to have to deal with root rot. And that's what happened to me. Starting getting to the end of the plant, and it wasn't fully developed. It had just started budding, and the water retention was too much because of the clay. So remember to add things like sand or perlite again. And again, if you notice that your plants are drying out or if the soil is drying too fast, add things like mulch and compost to help retain water retention. And if a lot of times what happens is when people put their plants outside, they put them on autopilot and let Mother Nature do a lot of the work. You want to at least go out there at least once a day, check on your plants, check on the soil. This is now the time to get your soil ready. Even if you did not till it early in the season, it's never too late. Again, it's only May, beginning of May. It's best to do that now versus later. It's better off to start your plants inside, get your soil ready outside, and then give your soil at least a month to adjust. So because you may need to add nitrogen or potassium or phosphorus to your soil, or any other things like I said, the worm castings, or you may notice that the water is too much water you want to take the time to do these things and take the necessary steps. Because again, once you get to putting your plants in the ground, once they start getting set up, you don't want to have to transplant them because you run the risk of root those were a lot of R's. You run the risk of root rot. Okay, so, and pretty much how root rot happens is when water is just sitting on the roots of the plant, and it's no way to drain that water off. Even with when you're doing hydro, you have to empty that reservoir and start the water over. And so you don't want to have to do that with your plants that you have in the ground. It's a pain in the fucking ass is what it is. I'm just keep it stacked. It's a pain in the fucking ass, man. You don't want to have to deal with that shit. You don't want to have to deal with that shit. And you want to also take into consideration the size of your grow space when you're growing outdoors. If it's your first time growing outdoors, listen. Don't be over ambitious. One plant, manageable. 2 plants is manageable. Hell, 3 to 4 plants is manageable. Manageable if you have the time for it. If you don't have the time for it, don't plant a lot of plants, because I'm going to tell you what happens is you have to go out there and tend to each plant. And if you're going out there once a day, then you got to take time in consideration. Each plant is going to need at least 15 to 20 minutes of your time, depending on how it's going. And like I tell my students in grow class, before you go into your garden, step back, roll you a J, and smoke. And look at your garden first before you go inside. Because what happens is when you go inside and you start messing around, you get your attention on one plant, then you get your attention on another plant, and you're all over the place. You want to have a plan when you go in there, even before your plants are in the ground. If you're just going in, like for today's episode, before you go into your garden, decide to till and add and test your soil and things like that, take a second to step back, look at the area, get a plan in place, and decide what you want to do. All right. One day could be removing debris. One day you use to till it. One day you can use to add your amendments. Test it and then add amendments, because you want to test first before you add the amendments, because you don't want too much of one thing or too much of another. Like I said, you want it balanced when you start. Balanced ecosystem, a thriving ecosystem. And weeds aren't good for your garden. So again, mulch, manure, sand, perlite. Need a recap on today's episode. Again, email me so we can see a recap. You can catch most of these episodes on YouTube. So again, understanding your soil's composition, amending with organic materials, ensuring proper drainage, using cover crops, adding nutrients to your soil, leading to a new flourishing outdoor garden. All right, use these things. If you follow those things, you will thank me later. It's worth putting in the work now, so you don't have to pay the piper later. Again, green vegetables for nitrogen, potassium vegetables and fruits and vegetables for potassium, and you can use eggshells and things like that to boost your nitrogen. You can get you a little soil pH tester off of Amazon. It's shaped like 2 prongs, and it got a switch in it that'll tell you moisture, light, and soil pH. You stick it in the ground, and it'll tell you what you need to know and it has, like, if it's lacking, or if it's lacking a nutrient, or if it's too much in a nutrient. So do your work. I will also say a good tip is don't just, after you do all of this, don't just put your seeds in ground. It's good to start them in starter pods first before you put them in the ground, so you don't run the risk of animals running up on your plants and messing your plants up in the beginning stages because they're small. And even if you want to, I will even go a step further and say, if you want to have your plants outside and they're small, or in little pods, put them up on a table until they're able to go in ground. Pay attention to your space. If you're trellising, and trellising is using the net to help the plant get more sunlight and air throughout the plant. Next episode, we're going to go over getting your plants into the ground so they're off thriving, and how long is the whole grow season when you're dealing with outdoors. All right, so that's about it, man. It's your man Bamm. It's the Bamm Good Grow Show. We'll be back in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Remember the rules. Stay thirsty for greatness. Don't give anybody anything to write the story of your life. Never, ever, ever let the devil win. Love your king like a king. Love your queen like a queen. If nobody told you today that they love y'all, man, we love y'all. Peace. Y'all have an amazing fucking Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Also, before I get out of here, May 31st, it's going down. Bammland. Got the Draws event. I got the Draws, dog. It's going down. Hit me on Facebook, Instagram. You're going to want to be there. Who is going to go home with the most pair of draws? That shit going to be fucking crazy. Not only do we grow, we show just a little bit. Just a little something. Before we get out of here, though, I do want to say this. I lost a friend this week. Real close childhood friend of mine. He wasn't sick. He didn't drink. He didn't smoke. My nigga passed away jogging. Live life to the fucking fullest, yo. Fuck what people think. What your happiness should look like. Just be fucking happy. The Bamm Good Grow Show. The more you know, the more you grow, man. See y'all in a little bit. Let's get out of here. Rest in peace to Dana. Rest in peace, my nigga Love Go-Go too. My nigga Love Go-Go. Let's go. Thank you, Beltway Radio. See y'all next time, man. Love y'all. Bye.
Yeah. Yo, I'm planting seeds and watching them grow high. Feeling the vibe when the sunlight hits the sky. Green in my garden, it's a natural high. Growing my own, I'm the king, no need to buy. From the soil to the sun, we do it right. It's Bamm-tastic, rise above the grind. Living my life, just chilling, unwind. Roll it up, light it up, it's time to elevate. Growing my own weed, yeah, I'm feeling great. Yeah, chillin' with my crew, rolling up the good stuff. Cultivating dreams, yeah, we're playing rough. In the backyard, feeling like a real boss. These homemade buds, man, they coming with no cost. Nature's magic, can't you feel the love? It's Bamm-tastic, rise above the grind. Living my life, just chillin', unwind. Roll it up, light it up, it's time to elevate. Growing my own weed, yeah, I'm feeling great. So here's my story, you see how I thrive. In my garden of green, man, I feel alive. I'm planting seeds and watching it grow high. Feeling the vibe when the sunlight hits the sky. Green in my garden, it's a natural high. Growing my own, I'm the king, no need to buy. From the soil to the sun, we do it right. It's Bamm-tastic, rise above the grind. Living my life, just chilling, unwind. Roll it up, light it up, it's time to elevate. Growing my own weed, yeah, I'm feeling great. Chillin' with my crew, rolling up the good stuff. Cultivated dreams, yeah, we're playing rough. In the backyard, feeling like a real boss. These homemade buds, man, they coming with no cost. Nature's magic, can't you feel the love? It's Bamm-tastic, rise above the grind. Living my life, just chillin', unwind. Roll it up, light it up, it's time to elevate. Growing my own weed, yeah, I'm feeling great. So here's my